everybody. Let's go ahead, jump right into this reading, my love. Let us see what the messages are this spirit has here for you on today. Please do keep in mind these are general messages. Only take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Thank you, thank you. Let's go ahead and see ya what the messages are. The spirit has here for Joel. We have, I never experienced this intense connection before, okay? I need to own up to where I feel sure about this relationship, okay? So because they've never experienced this intense connection before, they could have tried to downplay it, deny it, push it off, something like that. But they're like, I need to own up to where I do actually feel sure about this. My feelings, you, us, whatever, okay? I don't understand what this connection really is. It's hard for them to own up to something or to, you know, fess up to something when they still don't understand it, okay? It's pretty much what they're saying here. All right, I still love you and I can't stop thinking about you. But it feels very much so like they don't believe in something, okay? All I'm thinking about right now is how attracted to you I am. That's what it sounds like, and perhaps that's what you feel like. You feel like this person has these feelings, you have these feelings, but they're still not acknowledging them. Like they're trying to make it into something it's not, or they're trying to downplay it or something. All right, let's get into the reading. Oh, it's upside down. Let's get into the reading. This could be somebody that's going through quite a bit when it comes to relationships. So to have something real, to have something solid, they're not used to that. They've been betrayed a lot, or you have 7 of Swords, 10 of Swords, but this person is still very drawn to you, very attracted to you, okay? They could have swore off love, like I'm done with love, never again, you know, sworn off women, never dealing with women again, never doing this again, okay? Well, they met you. Now they feel like they're losing control over themselves or losing control over their emotions. They don't really know how to feel or what to do about it. All right. Thank you, Spirit. What are the messages? Whoa. So we have the Queen of Cups, the Knight of Swords. Okay. Well, this person is about ready to take a leap of faith. They're ready to just say sayonara to whomever, leave whatever behind, and take a leap of faith towards this new beginning, okay? And because of that, it terrifies them because they don't typically move like that, it feels. All right, this person doesn't typically move like that. It's supposed to be this way. But this person's peace has surely been disturbed. I feel like they can't get you off of their mind with that 4 of Swords having been in that position. And then we see the 8 of Swords. It's like you're stuck in their mind, okay? All I'm thinking about right now is how attracted to you I am. That makes sense, okay? With this Knight of Swords, like they're rushing into this Queen of Cups, rushing in to feel your affection, to feel your love. The Tower, this love came as a shock to them, completely out of nowhere. Yeah, 5 of Swords, 8 of Swords. And to top it off, they feel like they don't have much control over their feelings. All right, that might be what's terrifying for them, okay? They feel like they can't control it. They could have tried to turn their feelings off. Okay, for some reason or another, they tried to turn their feelings for you off. That didn't work, okay? It's not meant to work, okay? We have the 9 of Cups. Yeah, this person's heart desires and wish fulfillment, excuse me. They feel like you have their heart, or the two of you have a similar way of going about love or viewing love. So again, the reason why they swore something off is because they weren't finding it. In comes you out of nowhere after I swore it off, but that's how it works. It's like when you're not looking for it, when you least expect it, that's when you find it. All right, 9 of Pentacles, you have the nerve to be independent, confident, grounded, mature. Everything that they thought did not exist in one person, you are that. You are an embodiment of that. Okay, so of course it seems too good to be true, of course. All right, and don't let you know you got it like that. And you're confident. If you're saying, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm nothing like this, I'm nothing like that, it seems unrealistic, because that's what everybody tries to do. Everybody tries to big themselves up, and then eventually the mask slips off. Okay, so what do we always hear about here on this channel? How somebody is in disbelief that you are really who and how you say you are. Okay, so we have the King of Cups. Yeah, see, it's like y'all hearts match. They didn't think that a love like theirs, a love like this existed. And you know, that's how it goes with twins, right? One of the twins may be like, oh, I'm over it. What do I always tell you guys? Not to throw myself in there, but I only tell y'all what applies when it applies, right? Is that I didn't give up for that very reason. I said, it's no way in the world, dear. Like, my faith is just that strong. It's no way in the world that a person like me exists and loves the way that I love. And you mean to tell me there's nobody out there that matches that? I don't believe it. You know, I just couldn't believe that in my head, in my mind, right? So I feel like you are the same way, whoever I'm talking to. Like you know. Because the Knight of Swords is when we know what we want to do, we know what we need to do, and we go out there and get it done, right? Period. We're on a mission. Precision is key with the Knight of Swords. I know exactly what I'm going. It's like eyes on the prize. I'm not looking nowhere else. So in other words, you knew a love like yours existed out there. You knew a heart like yours existed out there. So you weren't about to give up on love. This person just about did. They just about gave up on love. And then whoop, in comes you. Okay. Yep, so drawn to you, can't believe it. You know, not only are you like super attractive to this person physically, but they just enjoy you emotionally, mentally, you know. So again, it's given everything I've ever wanted in one person, and I cannot believe it's right here. It seems like too good to be true. So before I invest myself into this, right? Are you lying? Are you deceiving me? Are you making it seem like you this type of person and you really not? And this person could have treated you that way. Now they want to come in and apologize. You know, like right here, I need to own up to where I feel sure about this relationship, because what they're noticing is, well, I pushed this person away. How did I push them away? By making it seem like nothing they were saying it was truthful. Nothing they were doing was truthful. You're putting on a front. You're putting on a facade. But then if a person is no longer up close and personal because of a separation that's now taking place between you two, and they get to see, well, nothing's changed about them. They're still the same person. They still the same way. You know, I'm sure you've evolved, right? We saw the world card. So you have spiritually matured and evolved in the physical a ton. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about your core, your principle, your values, what makes you who you are, your design, your makeup of your soul, right? They're like, wow, that's really who they are. All right, so now in comes the wanting to apologize, wanting to have a brand new beginning, feeling like this is destiny, wanting to be in union, wanting to, you know, speak their true feelings. Look at all this that's here because they thought you was lying, okay? And don't let this be vice versa, because it's you that needs to apologize then, you know? It's you that needs to own up to where you feel sure about the relationship. All right, instead of thinking that the person is lying and that a person doesn't exist, because that's very heartbreaking. You know, I'm right here in front of you. What do you mean I don't exist? What do you mean, beloved? Okay, so it's that type thing. The Nine of Wands, again, somebody's just been through quite a bit emotionally. Ten of Cups, though, is what they want. They want that happily ever after. They just didn't think it existed for real. You know, every time they thought that's what it was, whoop, it wasn't. Okay, so lo and behold, I done manifested everything I said I wanted, everything I desire, everything I fantasize or daydream about. Here it is. Okay. Perhaps a person really truly needs to understand the power they have within them as well. If they're connected to the right energy, that I am energy is also within them. So whatever you say I am, you are. That's it. Whatever you say you are, you are. Okay, whatever you think you can do, you can do. Whatever you think you cannot have or cannot do, you cannot have and you cannot do. You have that power in your mouth, your tongue. So be mindful of what you're saying. You have that power in your head, your mind, your brain. So be mindful of what you're thinking. Okay, what you're allowing yourself to feel. Nine of Swords is anxiety. All right, so this person is definitely anxious. You know, they want to try to hold on to this for dear life because they see commitment. They see long term. All right, now this person has had the time to think. Now that they have come to their senses and they see, well, this is actually real. This does exist. This person is this way. You know, this is a compatible situation here. Okay, they want to move forward. They want to overcome the obstacles and challenges. Having been not believing. Okay, having been doubting. Okay, so again, Ace of Swords being clarity, truth. I'm going to speak my truth and I'm going to stand on it. Okay, now Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands is a burden. It's hardship. It's difficulty. Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is emotional withdrawal and detachment. Okay, so their fear is, now that I've come to my senses, right, and I come to you, are you going to want to hear me? Five of Pentacles. Some of you have blocked this person. Not all of you, but some. You've blocked the person. Okay, you feel like if they really want it, determination will speak for itself. Okay, if they're really into it, they'll show you through their actions. Four of Swords. But you're resting easy. Communication is coming in. All right, Ten of Swords. I feel like, you know, their concern was that it was going to be over. It's going to be an abrupt ending. We're just going to leave it alone. But Six of Wands is overcoming the challenges. Six of Wands is victory. I do see the Empress poking her head out too. Okay, so they could have dealt with some like mother wounds or something like that. But things that they're healing right now. Okay, because the Nine of Wands could relate to wounds and the Empress could relate to mother, not just divine feminine. Yeah, so some mother wounds that they had to heal All right, learning how to connect with the divine feminine energy within themselves as well as externally. We have the Queen of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands, but realizing, hey, this person is dependable, sensual, grounded, again, trustworthy. This is somebody that I know that will be there. That whatever they say it is, it is. Whatever they say they will do, they will do. All right, so Seven of Wands is determination, being 25 toes down, right? If this is really my heart's desires and wish fulfillment right in front of my face, I will be a fool to let that go. I will be a fool to walk away from that. So instead, I'm going to show you that this is what I really want. I'm going to fight for it, okay? Ten of Wands is burden, is hardship, is being overwhelmed. All right, perhaps the feelings and emotions this person was having because they didn't know what to make of it or they didn't know what to do with it. They felt overwhelmed is another thing that comes to mind here. Okay. Yeah, child. Okay. Person felt quite overwhelmed with their feelings and emotions. Maybe didn't have a reliable person that they could talk to. Five of Swords, they don't trust the people around them or something like that is another thing. Okay, yeah, the Star card. Again, answered prayers, divine favor, consciousness, awareness. So becoming conscious to the fact that this is different. This is very much so different. All right, and I feel like they're going through a lot of changes within themselves at this time as well. Okay, Page of Cups, they're learning how to trust their intuition more. There are some gifts that they've had since they were a child that they just totally dismissed, ignored. But now they're paying more attention to. Again, they've experienced just a lot of disappointment, betrayal, letdown since childhood. So when I get excited about something, I'm already expecting something to go left. So that's where this person was coming from with it. And they're realizing now that that was a negative mindset. That was not the right mindset to approach this situation with or come into this relationship with. And so they're doing something to change it. Okay, now the Ace of Cups again is a love offer, something new or a renewal of love. Seven of Swords, as you know, is deception. Seven of Pentacles is about investing. So this person, maybe they thought that, you know, you were too good for them is another thing. Like, why would you possibly want to invest into me? What do I have to offer you? But again, Ace of Wands is taking that negative energy and transmuting it into something else. Temperance, okay? So this is a work in progress. It's not going to be something that's overnight. A person doesn't go from having a very negative mindset all their life to a super positive one overnight. Now, it does take time. It doesn't have to take the longest time. But so as long as they stay connected to source energy, that energy will transmute itself. Okay, no worries, no problem. All right, but I feel like this person has been very much so depressed or sad. Some of them have been feeling heartbroken, actually shedding tears, okay, because of the pain that they feel during separation. This is what they want. This would be their ideal outcome, to have 10 of Cups with the person that I feel like is just perfect for me, you know, because the 10 of Cups is a happily ever after type situation. So this person is wanting to manifest their desired outcome, but they feel like right now they're at a standstill, and it's because they're still going through transmuting certain energies. They're still going through spiritual awakening. They're still going through learning how to trust their intuition and how to open up to their spiritual gifts. All right. But when they become comfortable with these things, then Eight of Wands, you'll see progress. You'll see movement. All right. Also, for some of you, in order for this conversation to take place, you have to unblock the person. So this person is like, you know, let me back in kind of thing. Again, King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, King of Cups, Queen of Cups were a perfect match. You know, I apologize for having pushed you away because I doubted what you were saying. You know, you wanted to invest into me, you wanted to invest into us, and it just seemed too good to be true. I didn't understand why. You know, especially nowadays, y'all, like dating, people are coming wild. People are coming crazy. So when somebody comes to you with pure intentions and maybe they're moving fast, you know, like Queen of Cups, I know that I love you. I know I never felt a love like this before. I know what my heart and soul is like. And so to find somebody else with that same heart and soul, I'm ready to act on it. You know, it doesn't take a whole day to recognize sunshine, honey. It's, look, you have a beautiful soul. You have a beautiful spirit. I have a beautiful soul, a beautiful spirit. Those two things go together perfectly. But I can't be the one to force you to see that. However, when you're so quick, like, remember, the Knight of Swords is somebody that knows like they know. It's like, for example, if I have to get me some witch hazel, right? I know there's a couple places that I could go to get me some witch hazel from. I could go to Walgreens, I could go to CVS, I could go to Rite Aid, I can go to Kroger, I can go to Target, I can go to Walmart. It's quite a few places that I can go to. But 9 out of 10 times I might do like price check, right? So if I do price check, who has the most affordable witch hazel? The same bottle for a less expensive price, right? Same size, same amount of content. Who has it? Okay, once I have that in my mind, that's where I'm going. You understand? So it's like, I know what I know and I'm going to get there. Now, the reason I gave you that example is because we can have relationships and we can have love with anybody. That's the witch hazel, right? We can have relationships and love with anybody. Think about the different stores, right? Those are different people. But it's only one that's going to offer you exactly what you're looking for, the way you're looking for it. So why do you have to be confused? Why do you have to play confused about that? When you know, you know. All right. And I'm a firm believer in that. When you know, you know. So you're going to act on it. But when another person is like, oh, I don't know. I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure about you. I don't know. That's going to be very off-putting for you. Because you know. Okay. And not only is it going to be off-putting, it's going to be heartbreaking. Hence the 3 of Swords. Just like they're not the only one who is sad and this and that. Hence why it says I need to own up to where I feel sure about this. Because I can tell that it's affecting you. I can tell it's hurting you. Because remember, they have a gift. A gift that maybe they tried to ignore. But they have a gift. You know, sensitivity is a gift. When you're sensitive, you're able to pick up on energies. You're able to read situations and read things without people having to use words. You and this person understand each other's hearts and souls without having to say a word. That is rare. And it's not just because of the connection you have, but also because of spiritual gifts that the both of you have. So yes, it's painful when you finally meet the one and the one is like, question mark. Okay. And so again, a person that has sense or a person that has integrity, like the Queen of Pentacles or the Queen of Cups, you know, sense or integrity. You know what they're going to do? They're going to say, okay, and they're going to bow out gracefully. They're not going to try to force or press the issue. So now in comes this person, 4 of Pentacles, wanting to hold on with everything that they can to this Hierophant, this high level of commitment here that they could potentially have with somebody great. They don't want to mess that up. All right. So 2 of Wands, I have the choice. I can admit my wrongs and my faults, and I can accept accountability for where I was mistaken, and I can tell you how I do feel and tell you where I do feel sure, because I'm learning to trust what Spirit tells me and see where this can go. Or I cannot say nothing. I can just be sad, be heartbroken, and say, oh, well, that could have been great. Maybe next life. Okay, so 3 of Wands, I feel like this person has plans on coming towards you. Yeah, this is a very sensible person. And they're going to make a logical decision. So logically speaking, they don't think it makes sense for them to feel this level of emotion for you and not ever do nothing about it. They think that's redundant. Okay, Page of Pentacles, to be in a space and energy where I recently thought something didn't exist, and now that I see it does, I'm just going to dismiss it, ignore it, or act as if I don't know it does. That doesn't make any sense. All right, so let us go ahead and see, child. All right, what the messages are for feminine, what she needs to know. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for feminine. All right, and what she needs to know. So we have forgiveness. Forgive yourself and others to free your hearts. Okay. Forgive yourself and others to free your heart. Serenity. Find serenity within your mind and heart. Okay. So yeah, it's like forgiving yourself. Maybe a lot of you were disappointed. You're like, oh, maybe I moved too fast. I did this, I did that. Child, you was sure. It's not your fault that they wasn't sure. Okay. Forgive yourself and then forgive them for having doubted. All right. For having doubted what they felt. Forgive them for having treated you like you was just some random person that's lying about who they are, like all these random people be doing. All right, find serenity within your mind and your heart. Meditation, 4 of Swords. I feel like that's what a lot of you been doing. You've just been meditating, staying in meditative state, connecting to source, resting in God's energy, because otherwise, I mean, child, we have truth. Live your truth authentically. Yeah, you know the truth, they know the truth. All right, the truth is well known at this point. Yeah, we have supports. Seek and offer support when needed. I'm gonna put this over here. And we have visualize. See your dreams clearly in your mind's eye. All right. So underlying energy is build meaningful connections with others. All right. So those are the messages. This is a true, genuine connection. Again, find joy in the little things every day. All right. Find joy in the little things. This is a true, meaningful connection you and this person have. Look at them. They're twin souls. All right. So that's what I feel here. Affirmations. Use positive affirmations to reinforce your goals. And again, find joy in the little things. Okay. Every single day, find joy in the little things. Those are the messages that I have here for you at the time. I pray that this helps you. I know it will. If this was your reading or you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. And if you have not already, go ahead and subscribe. Peace and love.